So how do we do the product rule? Well, we need two equations to apply the product rule. Here I've drawn an equation for x as a function of time and y as a function of time. So we have these two functions, and for some reason maybe I want to take the derivative of the combination of them. So I want the derivative of both of these functions with respect to t of x times y. So to do this, I need to use the product rule, which says I would take the first variable, first function, x, times the derivative of the second function, which is going to be dy with respect to t. And then the product rule says I add the second function times the derivative of the first function. This is the general format for the product rule. The first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. So anytime you're going to have to do the product rule, it makes sense that at the very beginning, why don't we just take the derivatives of both these functions, dx dt and dy dt. So dx dt, if I take this derivative using the power rule, I get 2t. If I take dy dt, I take my derivative, I'm going to get 15 times t squared. Again, that's using the product rule. And now I can plug these in to my general form of the power rule to get that the derivative of x times y is equal to the first function, which is just x, so that would be t squared, times the derivative of the second function, which as we have labeled here, dy dt is 15t squared. So t squared times 15t squared, plus the second function, which here is y, which is going to be 5t cubed, times the derivative of the first function, dx dt, which we just solved for, which was 2 times t. So that's 5t cubed times 2 times t. And there's our product rule derivative of x times y.